most people don't know who they are. People fold so quickly.
Well,
there's no conviction to hold on to something anymore.
I don't think my coaching or any of that will crumble because it's all real stuff.
Everything is not for everyone, and it's okay that everything is not for everyone. But I feel like in the world that we live in today, people think if they want something, they have the right to do it.
Work is always going to be work.
You'll never, ever get to the end result if you're not willing to do every incremental step across the way. Start?
Oh, yeah, you're rolling.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
we're rolling.
Okay. So then I was going to preface all this, but then we're just going to start talking. So, so something that I, you and I talk about often is that people that sip loud, I hate. Actually, is one of my biggest pet peeves. Actually, it really is. I hate or people that slurp their cereal or they just, dude, I'm going to knock your fucking teeth in, dude. There's someone I'm thinking about specifically that I'm not going to say who they are, and it bothers me. It's bothering me my entire life. But anyway, that's how I go to my dark place for training. When it comes to slurping drinks. When it comes to achieving things in life, Blake, understanding that there's a path to get there, but I think in today's world, a lot of people, they see a Chris Bumstead or they see Andy Frisella or they see all these successful people, and they're like, I'm going to be that. And that's what they set their sights on. But by setting your sights so high, it's okay to have lofty goals, but by setting your sights so high and being so ignorant or naive to think you can skip the 47 steps in between, that process alone, you're missing out. You'll never, ever get to the end result if you're not willing to do every incremental step across the way. And that's like the framing of this entire conversation.
Why would you want to be anything else but yourself? I mean, that's a dumb question.
That's a dumb question, but
why would you?
Because most people don't know who they are.
So I know, but you can't just listen to, like, there's a ton of things I just listened to. We were just talking about it with Coop.
Yeah.
The Max Joe, I don't want to butcher his name. Max, first off, do you want to say what this podcast is? What number are we on?
Oh, this is episode 6.
6.
This is 6.
6. 0, 0, 6.
1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah. This is episode 6.
Right,
brought to you by, sponsored by Ghost Energy. Just kidding. They don't sponsor a single thing we do.
This is going to wreck
This
my
is sponsored
stomach.
by Matt and his refrigerators. Thanks, Matt.
It's sponsored by the Gastro.
Yeah, right, dude. I don't know why you're doing this. We're going to get 14 minutes.
This is going to go terrible.
We're going to get 14 minutes into this podcast. You're going to have to, I got to go. This flavor is actually really good, though. I haven't had it in a while. But anyway, so yeah, it's episode 6. Yeah. And I think that it's talking about how creating a vision for yourself in business or life, whatever it is, but understanding that there's work to be done in between and doing all the incremental steps to achieve your final goal and not jumping ahead into the end.
Yeah. Well, it's the instant gratification thing, right?
Exactly.
Well, I want that. So, like, okay, that's what I was going to say. So I watched, Coop told me to watch Max Joliffe, I think, an ultra runner. Mm-hmm. One of our trainers, Clay, I'm sure knows all these guys because he's actually good.
Clay's
very good, very phenomenal. At these long distance runs that are 50, 60, 70, 80 miles. The one I watched was King of Moab.
Oh.
Yes. Okay.
I don't run at all. Clearly.
Moab 240 miles. This dude.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable. We talked about mindset in the other podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. You talk about like the ability, like there's at most of that race, the whole thing, there's nothing but his mind leading that race. I mean, that's just like, it's unbelievable. He was up for like 48 hours at one point, hobbling along, running. I'm like, this is wild, man. I was very, very intrigued. Right. So moral of the story here is the point I'm trying to make is I was like, at the end of it, I was like, holy shit, that was awesome. I'm like, I'm going to go ultra. I'm going to be an ultra runner.
Oh God. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wonder how long it took him to get into that, or even if it did come maybe a little bit more natural to some of those guys.
It still took a while.
Yeah. You have to like make the decision to do something. First off, do you even like it? You have a passion for it? You know, like I thought that was awesome. I would watch 10 of those docuseries. I actually am watching a couple other ones now because I like the mental side of it,
Yes.
what they're able to tap into.
And you
mentally.
can respect what they're doing.
Love it. I think that's so cool, man. So, but I'm not gonna like. Oh, I'm gonna go do that now.
Yeah, just because you enjoyed watching it doesn't mean you have to go be a runner.
Right. So, the point I'm trying to make, if you see like we'll keep using like Andy Frisella. I mean, I like Andy. I like shit. Andy says where the hell
I love that.
I think it's hilarious.
I respect it.
He doesn't give a shit, and I think that's great. I can get on board with anyone who's like, I'm just gonna be myself. And just be real.
That's who I am.
And raw and uncut, unfiltered. Don't give a shit. It's coming at you. I'm like, I can get on board with anybody that's like that. But just because he says something he likes or something he did, or any like type of big name, doesn't mean like you just have to be yourself, man. Like that's why I asked that question of like, why would you want to be anything but yourself? Like, so you can take bits and pieces of things from other people.
That helps you to discover yourself, yes.
Yeah.
You
but
have
like,
to know who you are.
If you want a business, I guess it's like for me, it was always like, and where you were going with this was, people were like, wow, look at what you guys built. I just said this to someone last night. I'm like, because it is cool. You stand there sometimes, we take it for granted. Like, because we're always on to the next thing. Got to keep working.
I sent you that video at 1:00 in the morning. Like, look where we were 5 months ago.
We're 5 months ago. We were
that new space was concrete, nothing.
Yeah, nuts, right?
Yeah.
Because we're already like, we need something.
Yeah, it's
more,
already old, whatever.
Yeah, which is good because that's how you thrive and excel in business, and that's how you get successful. Is you either kind of have that mindset or you don't. You're either complacent or you're not.
Yep.
And we're never going to be satisfied, and that's just our personalities.
Yes.
But 10 years ago, I wasn't, which is like 10 years ago when we were bodybuilding, learning the supplements, training hard, watching other people in the bodybuilding industry, right? We'd go down to like Doug and Patrick's on like trips and just like hang out with them for a little bit. Like we weren't even thinking about like,
no.
We thought about like doing a supplement store and stuff.
Yeah, like a super high level.
But it's just like, again, I use the word like culmination of years of knowledge, and it all kind of just comes together as it should naturally, organically.
And that's the difference.
And not
that's
good things. Literally, they take freaking time.
Well, I was going to say that
it
to you.
It takes time, a lot of time. And look, I don't have patience. If anyone knows me, I have
zero
patience, which I'm trying to work on, right? But like, but I know I'm realistic.
Of course.
So it's like, oh, I want that. Well, yeah, dude, me too. Like, I'd like to have like 50 bikes in my garage, but I know like that's like
when you were explaining the guy, the ultra runner, I already forgot his name. You even said it just now. You said when you were explaining what he did, you said, and I wonder how long it took him to do that. Most people don't ask that question anymore. I wonder how long.
You're an
it
asshole
took
if
someone.
you think that you look at anything that has a lot of success, and a lot of value, and you're like, yeah, like I want to do that. And I'm like, it's wow, you're really ignorant and fucking rude.
Well, that's what it is. I don't think
it's like rude to them.
I don't even think it's them. They are being an asshole, but I don't even think that's what it is. It's the sense of entitlement that so many people have in today's world. They're like, well, I can do that too. Because again, like we talked about last time, everyone has grown up getting gold stars for everything they do. And everyone won, and no one was a loser, and everyone was just great. And that's not how the world works, though. There are winners and losers in the world, and it's okay to lose sometimes.
Like
it's no one's allowed to be a loser. I mean, but then it's funny because I think everyone's a loser, so it's just like it's not really.
He's kidding.
But yeah,
He's kidding.
It's just like I don't. But it's frustrating how people look at. People look at any given situation. They're like, I could do that, and not even they can do it. Eventually, that I fully support that. It's I can do that. And I can do it right now. Why would you ever think that? Mm-hmm. Again, the ignorance to think that you can just achieve anything whenever you want, and some things just aren't for everyone. You and I talk about this all the time. I love basketball. I played it growing up.
Yeah.
I watched it all the time. I will never and was never, ever going to be in the NBA. I don't care how much I visualized it and manifested it and wanted it. I was not going to do it. But I still can watch it and I can still support it and love it. But I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be Allen Iverson. No, I'm not. I even got cornrows one time because I really wanted to be Allen Iverson.
You did.
I did. Thank God there's no picture that exists.
Oh,
my mom
it.
hated it. Yeah.
You looked like an idiot.
I looked stupid. Even I looked at it, I'm like, oh man, what did I do? Wow, that's my hair isn't even right for cornrows. It's stupid anyway. But that's how much you can't just. do it just because you're like, yeah, that's for me. Everything is not for everyone. And it's okay that everything is not for everyone. But I feel like in the world that we live in today, people think if they want something, they have the right to do it. And no matter what anyone says, they just do it all.
Pause right there.
But that's entitlement.
Yes, right. So the whole, like, when you're a little kid or even now when people are like, you can do anything you freaking want. It's like, yeah, you can. Are you willing to pay the price, though, for what that actually means? Because that might take 1 or 2 years, or it might take 15.
Exactly.
So if you actually really want it, though, the duration of time that it takes to get there, that's not really what you're focusing on.
No.
You're focusing on the small steps that it takes to grow into or mold yourself into be that, whatever that goal is or whatever the dream is or whatever, which, dude, it's like a rocky, it's like progress in for any client with like a physique transformation, right? Dude, some of these transformations, like people want it in a year. It's the same thing. It's the same concept. That transformation isn't this perfect linear progression. It's like this, like it's all over the place, right? But is it trending towards the goal that you want? Yes. So, but again, it's just funny to look back at. Our goal really wasn't to ever open up a gym. The opportunity came about, and all of the things that we led up to, we just loved out of passion. That, I think that's why it's such a beautiful thing.
It is.
We didn't go, okay, let's open a gym.
That's my point, though.
But, and
let's just buy equipment.
There's people out there that are like,
I'm thinking of them right now.
Yeah, they're like, that sounds pretty cool.
Because it'll look cool if I open a gym.
And there's not a lot behind it.
But that comes out pretty quick. People see that.
You can buy every nice piece of equipment. Your gym can look badass, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I won't doubt that at all.
But where's
the substance?
If the substance that you can feel it.
Where's
people come into Unrivaled and they're like, the coolest thing ever.
How many people have said that to us?
And I didn't know if this was actually going to happen or not.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's not going to happen.
But we didn't do this on purpose either. What you're about to say, we didn't do it on purpose.
Multiple people come in, they're like, there is a feeling you feel when you come in here. And I'm like, well, that can't be recreated. But I truly and firmly believe that is our little bits and pieces of passion.
Everything.
On everything. It's just like who we are dumped into a space.
But like you said,
you know what I mean?
Because we have touched every corner of that building, every piece of the floor, every equipment, everything. Right. We talked about in the other podcast about how
people focus on the wrong shit, dude.
Every single detail mattered to us to the nth degree, to the point where people criticize us, like, you guys, like, you're doing too much, you work too hard. But like, to us, that mattered so much, and now we reap the benefit of that reward. That, like you said, we had the passion, we have the passion, and it's like, if passion is the tree, the roots of that are deeply embedded into the gym, and that's why people feel it. And like, well, what is it? It's not a thing, and it's not something we did intentionally.
Yeah, it's not a tangible object.
It was organically created because I put what I put in, you put what you put in. Yeah. The things that we do together grow in a certain way because we have a shared passion for something, and we're not forcing it. Well, we're not being fake. We're not. We're not being someone that we're not. No, we're just showing up.
I don't know how to do
I don't know. That's exhausting.
God, that'd be painful.
It's painful and it's exhausting, and I don't know. I don't want to do it. I think that the passion is what you were talking about earlier that has driven us to do all these things. If you think back 10, 15, for you even longer, 20 years ago, whatever, in college, because you and I have talked about this as well. I remember if you have passion for something, true passion for something, you pursue it relentlessly, even when the entire world tells you not to. You can relate to this, and I know you'll talk about it. I remember starting bodybuilding. You get into it. I was in college. I lived in a house with 5 of my fraternity brothers outside of college. I would go to the gym. They'd be like, come on, guys, we're going out on a Friday night. I'm like, I don't want to. I want to go to the gym. And then I was made fun of. I'm called this, whatever. And then I go visit my family. Why are you bringing your meals? What's this Tupperware? You have to go to the gym again. Why are you doing this? And every single one of those comments, I remember all of them, because I'd be like, in my head, I'd be like, no, I'm doing this. And when all of my friends and all of my family and everyone that was supposed to be close to me, and they are close to me, would keep telling me, don't do this, all I wanted to do was do it. And I'm like, how come nobody can see and feel that this is so important to me that I will do anything to make sure I get this done? I never understood it. I understand now, because that was that thing in the back of our brains, the people that get somewhere actually have, that said, it doesn't matter, keep going. Keep doing it anyway. That's what real. And so when you hit adversity and the things say no, and you don't win the show or whatever it is, you still come back and love it anyway. That's what people think they have passion now. I'm not saying that people are unpassionate, but they think that they do. But in reality, I don't believe that they actually have a real passion for something because they'll quit the second it gets hard. Or when they hit any bump in the road, or when one family member says, "Are you sure you want to do that?" They're like, "Yeah, you're right. I don't want to do it." That people fold so quickly. Well, there's no conviction to hold on to something anymore and be like, "No, dude, this is who I am. I'm going to keep doing this."
I think we both do this though. I respect people. There's a ton of people I respect, and I like to be a sponge and kind of listen and pick up on things because I know there's a lot of people out there that I can learn from. You can learn from. We learn together. So I value other people's opinions to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, I actually don't really care about anyone.
I know.
I'm just get do it that's how I was my whole life. So if there's what I'm trying to think of something. I just don't care if I like something. I'm like, I like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Like, I love to drum. I love to go super fast on bikes. I like certain shoes. I like that. And like the bike might be dumb to someone. The drum set might not look cool to someone. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
Because someone like that's my whole life. People, oh, why do you do that? I'm like, oh, because I like to do it. I never ever cared about family, and I remember all kinds of, family. It's like when they'd say something, I'd be like, oh, God.
No, out of context, that's
Can't wait to get out of here.
If someone took that out of context, they'd be like, I've never cared about my family. Like that's not what you were saying.
That's not what I mean.
I know. That's why I'm laughing though.
There's certain people I care about.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just, I'm just gonna pick my own path. I'm gonna walk my own walk, and I don't care. And like same thing now. Like, I think what scared me. What scared me was in business. You know what business scared me? Because I had this perception of any type of business, entrepreneur, whatever it is. Doesn't matter if it's retail and freaking ice cream store or selling shoes or whatever.
Open an ice cream store, I think.
Man, that'd be sweet.
Unrivaled ice cream cons.
Love ice cream, dude. All right.
Sorry.
Come on, dude. It's my spotlight. God damn it. Squirrel. Squirrel. No, like, I actually seriously lost my train of thought.
What scared you in business, in retail,
Yes.
regardless of the business?
What scared me is not the fact of pursuing the goal and going through the hardships. What scared me is that I was wrong, but I always thought these people got rich or this business did well because they were being something they kind of really weren't.
Okay.
Does it make sense at all, or is that okay?
Yeah.
So like
that's what you used to think.
Well, because I thought if I'm just super authentic, and it got worse as the years got on, and like now it's even more crazy. Which is like sometimes I'm like, wow, people actually like this.
Yeah, being honest, crazy.
Well, and just being ourselves.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
because like
honest,
what if people don't like? I guess the scary part of it was like, what if people don't like this color of this or these machines or this concept or this layout, and some of them don't probably, but
what if they do?
I don't care.
That's the point.
That's why I knew
that
about myself. That I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Exactly. But you like it and you believe in it because the passion is there, the belief is there. I think almost in today's world, there's so much going on. There's so much information overload. There's so much comparison through social media that thank God we didn't grow up in that era where we're comparing ourselves constantly to other people. They can't latch on to anything and they can't stand behind something. They have to do what everyone else is doing. I've told you this before. I've watched this trend happen in the store, for example. People can't make the most basic fundamental decisions for themselves anymore because they're worried about what their other friends are thinking. So much so they will be standing at the refrigerator in the store and they'll be like, hey, they'll talk to their friend, be like, hey, man, what flavor energy drink should I get? And the guy's like, I don't know, dude, it's your drink. And he'd be like, no, you got to tell me, man, just pick one. And then they'll go back and forth. And the person buying the drink quite literally is incapable of picking a flavor of a carbonated drink. And they're like, man, just pick one. I just can't do this. I'm like, blue. I don't know. It's bizarre because the guy buying it cared more that what his friend's opinion of the drink he was picking than what he wanted to drink for himself.
Holy
so
shit,
much
we are
so
lost
that
society.
the person would drink a flavor they disliked, knowing the friend
Right,
approved
that's what I
of
mean,
it,
though. Yes.
because they're seeking the validation of the person next to them and not internal validation of themselves. Of like, I like Red Sour Patch. I don't give a shit if you like it or not, dude. This tastes good.
But we know people all the time, and I guess it doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how successful you are because your goal and your outlook or the end point of whatever you're trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you do shit in between that doesn't matter at all, but you know it's going to get you to that end point.
Yeah.
Right. So, again, maybe it's because I like personally I wasn't too big on like materialistic items that much. Like I like bikes, and then it's about like I don't know. Like I just don't. Right. It wasn't like I want to have a $2 million home, with like 5 hot tubs and saunas and I just want to be king of the world and just drive Lamborghinis and stuff. Like I actually literally want none of that. I don't want any of that.
For what?
For what? What?
To show off. Because
if you want that, great.
It's
man.
great.
Go for it.
That's what you aspire for.
But I do think the path in which you go to get that is different when you're.
What's your why behind wanting it? Yes.
Because we've talked to very successful people that were like, "Oh, I didn't actually give a shit about that."
Yeah.
But it got me to where I needed to go, and I'm like, "That's a wild concept to me."
No.
And I'm not saying it's wrong. Obviously, it clearly worked for some of these people, but I'm like, "Damn, dude, you just like didn't."
But you and
How
I
did you show up to work every day and like played the game to like? It just be like, it was whatever, bro. It's gonna get me that.
It was a means to an end
fucking
because
Jaguar or something. I'm like that's crazy to me.
that was that the last episode or this one. Like that's because they don't really have an identity of themselves, and they're using the materialistic things.
But maybe they do.
But their identity is rooted. Okay, you're right. Maybe they do.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Their identity, though, is rooted in the notion that they have these material possessions. That is part of their identity.
Yeah.
Whereas you're saying, whether you have the thing, you don't have the thing, it doesn't matter. It's not who we are as people. And you and I, whether that helped them get to their end goal and their success and their top level, that's great. If they chose the path of not caring temporarily, you and I have both fundamentally agreed who we are separately, and now that we're in business together, we will not achieve any form of success doing things that are disingenuous, that are doing it just because we're playing the game, we're going through the motions. I don't want to do that.
I guess you just have to believe in your own process.
You do, but this goes back to the very beginning. You and I can and do believe in our own process because it's rooted from years ago in true actual passion from things that just the basic passion of I love bodybuilding and everything that we've grown. And it's literally, if you think about it, your thought 15 years ago, my thought 15 years ago, before we even knew each other existed, I love bodybuilding. Whatever that drives me through life, I come back to I love bodybuilding. Because of that, I own 2 supplement stores. I own a gym. Because of that, you have a wildly successful coaching business, and you own a gym. You never set out to do any of those things. You set out to say, I love bodybuilding, and I'm Blake, and I'm going to follow that until the day I die. Yep. And it has brought you financial success. It has brought you personal success. Sure. Yep. It has brought you so many things, but not because you chased the thing. You chased your passion, but it was a real passion, not a made-up passion. That's the difference.
That's summed up.
But people just make up a passion because, again, their friend told them, just like picking the flavor, you should be passionate about this. And then they chase that thing, but then they never get to the culmination of it because it was never theirs. The thought was never here in their heart. They never actually cared about it. They pretended to care about it.
But why can't people read through the bullshit?
I don't know, because you and I are both very good at reading. I peel through bullshit.
Person is so wildly full of shit.
I do know. I do have an answer to that. Why they can't. Because if you're full of shit and I'm full of shit, there's nothing to read through because it's all just bullshit. They almost prefer to be around other people that are bullshitting because it just validates their bullshit. Your bullshit is my bullshit.
You know what
it doesn't matter,
thing, dude. What's one of my favorite things to do of all time?
Call people out on the bullshit.
Calling their bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you actually like when someone's like, blah, 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 I'm like, do you actually believe that? And then they're like, whoa, what? And I'm like,
well, then you watch them like stammer.
Yeah. It's damn, dude. All right, well,
it's interesting how because there are some people that have made a name for themselves almost not saying they're full of bullshit, but they've gotten places because of it. But because everyone's afraid to call them on it, and then the second they are around someone that finally calls out of them, it almost like the whole facade crumbles. Again, we keep coming back to the same thing. When something is built,
We always come back to a lot of the same
when
things.
something is built to any sort of height,
Yeah.
if the foundation, the roots, like we said,
Or like
inside of our
poisonous
gym,
roots?
yes, if they're not real, eventually
broken.
the truth is always revealed.
yeah.
There's, at the end of the day, no matter how far or not far Unrivaled goes, there's nothing anyone can unravel or unreal at the end that's like, oh, it was actually built on bullshit. It was built on authentic hard work and true passion. And no one can ever take that away from us, so it will always be there.
Yeah.
So we're good no matter what.
But it's like, that's like, there's a lot of like famous big time people, especially nowadays, like on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's all these Netflix documentaries and shit, which is, they're all wild.
That's,
You know, they hit it big. They're freaking cruising. They're making millions, billions of dollars. And then all of a sudden, like some crazy thing comes out.
Out of nowhere.
And everyone's like, can you believe that?
yeah,
like,
right?
Yes, I could.
I could.
I believe
the
this,
writing was
like
on the
5
wall,
years ago.
bro.
Like, this guy's full of shit.
Yes, exactly. But that's my point. That it's like in our world, even like look at all these companies that have come and gone, like Advocare and the AG1 and all like the Herbalife and all those companies. They build it up. It's built on lies. It's built on bullshit. They make millions, if not billions, and then the big news comes out: class action lawsuit for blah blah blah. And everyone's like you said, they're like, dude, I thought they were good people. No, dude, they were lying to you the entire time. You chose not to see the lie, or you're unable to. And maybe not everyone can see through bullshit, like we were talking about. I love seeing through bullshit. I love sending emails to make people realize that I realize they're bullshit, and then make them admit that their bullshit is real. That's my favorite hobby. But I just don't understand that how so many businesses or people have gotten to those heights through inauthenticity. Even if they do eventually crumble, the fact that they could even, our society still allows the climb to happen. Like there should be an alarm that goes off that doesn't even let them begin to achieve success. But it does, because I think a lot of things in our society are facades. They are built on fakeness. They are built on, I don't want to say lies, but there's a lot of deception out there, because marketing works and money talks, and you can hide a lot through paid marketing and facades of things. There's a lot that's hidden through stuff like that.
Well, I like to keep striving to not. I mean, it's like how much do you have to play the game?
I know.
Because I like that again. It comes back to what I said 10 minutes ago. That's what always scared me. Because like, what if your coaching? Let's say your coaching starts to like dip off a little bit, right? You know, just think about this stuff, and then you start thinking about, well, what do I got to do to appease other? And I'm like, oh man, I don't.
But that's not true to who I am, so why would I do it? Like, that's your thought.
Yes.
So you're balancing that ethical thing versus.
So a lot of like successful people that we know or have been around are like, well, yeah, you don't actually do that. You got to like. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Shut up. Like you're
yes, you
fake,
do.
You're fake as shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. Well, they're not gonna make any money, man. They're not gonna be at the top. Cool, man.
Then
I'd rather live
see
by
you
a
at the
fucking
bottom
creek
then. Exactly.
with goats.
Actually,
That sounds
you
great.
would probably really like that. Yeah.
I'm sure my wife would follow me too. We just go live in poverty. That's fine. You know, just live in the woods by myself. I'd rather do that than be this person that I'm not, man. Like I think that sucks. I'm not saying you can't use marketing tools.
Neither am I.
Right?
I'm not at all.
When Coop makes a badass video, I'm like, that is so badass.
And that's a marketing tool, but it's authentic though.
Well, that's because Coop's a real guy and he's a great dude, right? So I want anyone on our team. That's you want to work for Unrivaled or work for the team, just be yourself and be real.
Yep.
If you're anything besides that, and have passion and have freaking real morals, because I can tell you this: if you come on board and you start kind of faking it to make it,
sniff
you're
it out
acting, sniff out quick and be like, "Yep, not."
Well, we've already done it.
You will, yeah. Well, you'll
keep
be toxic. You're toxic.
You're not allowing us into that. We have a small circle of people, and we're not going to allow anyone.
And uncomfortable conversations at this point, they're not even uncomfortable.
Well, they're. I'm
like, I'll just have uncomfortable conversations all day long. I don't care.
And it's whether it's an employee,
and if
whether
people think you're an asshole because of this or that,
it doesn't
whatever,
matter. It's
as long as you're doing the right thing, and you have a good heart,
and
you're making. fairness.
Mm-hmm. But we've said that, dude. You and I remember we were sitting in the gym before it opened. Where
With
we had that
success
conversation.
comes people think you're being,
of course,
a shithead.
Of course.
I'm like,
but all we're doing is holding people to a standard, and it's the same. And the reason why I never have a problem with it,
God forbid you hold anybody to a standard.
I know. Well, that goes back to parenting. I don't want to get down that path, but that's yes. There are no
God,
standards.
man.
But the reason why I never care and you never care that we're holding people to a standard is because it's the same standard that we hold each other to. We're not holding anyone to a standard that we wouldn't hold ourselves to. So that's why it doesn't matter. We're not being assholes. We're not being dicks. We're not being unfair. If I'm asking you to do the same thing that you and I ask each other to do, whether you're an employee, a member, whatever, if you're part of Unrivaled in any way, shape, or form, you're just held to our standard.
Yeah.
But we hold ourselves to it too, so it's equal.
It's
equal.
You can't ask people to do stuff
No.
that you're not willing to do.
No, you say all the time, dude. It's like, we're asking the front desk people to do this, do that. You're like, bro, I've also cleaned the toilets myself. You used to do it every day, dude. We're never asking anyone to do anything.
1 a.m.
Anything that we haven't done, we've already done it hundreds of times.
Scrubbing shit stains out of
Exactly.
toilets.
And
You know
but
what
why
I thought?
did you
I'm
do
gonna
it?
steal a Jocko line here.
Who's gonna carry
Hoop and I were just talking about it there. No,
I know.
Good.
Yeah.
I used to think when I was so tired.
Remember we said to each
and I
other
thought,
all
dude,
the time.
I don't know. This might not make any money, man. Like this is pretty. Like this kind of sucks. I thought, well, I'm just gonna keep working hard. I'm just gonna keep doing the best I can. And like you're busting your ass behind the scenes and no one sees it. And I don't need anybody to see it.
No,
I don't
you're the
care.
last
I
person
don't need
that-
to
yeah.
post on my Instagram story. Here I am, 1 o'clock.
With the time.
selfie
Yeah.
with a toilet brush in my hand, like cleaning shit stains, brother. No one cares, dude. Shut up. Everyone's validation though. So
They
then people can be
do.
like, "Hey, did you see that guy's post? He works hard."
So painful.
Dude, you can work hard in silence. My dad used to actually say it all the time.
He's
We used to run
hardworking-
up. There's
'cause he's a
there
hardworking
was this
man.
mount. He is a hard. He was He was so hardworking. He's broken. So,
Cheers.
hey, yeah,
We might be there in 20 years.
Cheers, brother. Fucking Brown. Brown is a reference because he worked for UPS, and that's what Bobby used to call him for people that don't know. He'd say, "Hey, Brown." He'd be like falling asleep on the dumbbells.
Because he just worked
He had 3 hours of
16
sleep
hours,
and
dude.
drove me the whole way up to Reading. He'd be like on the dumbbells like that. And he'd almost fall asleep, and Bobby would be like, "Watch this." Brown. He'd be like, "Oh." I'm like, this is more about, whatever. We had this mountain that was called Texture Mountain, and we used to ride our bicycles up it as kids.
I remember you talking
And
about
my
this,
dad would be like, "You can get up this mountain, man, by yourself. That'll be the day." Well, it took me a while. My sister, I think, did it first. I was gonna say something really mean, but
I know.
I won't.
I felt it coming. I was like, oh, God, don't say that. Just keep going. Please keep
Good
going.
times. We have good memories, at least,
Yeah,
on some of these things. But he taught me he got a zigzag. Right? This mountain, dude, is like, people know this mountain. It is like this, and it just keeps going and going. Like, so when I was a kid, I'd have to like do this, and I'd be like, "Hey, one of these days," I think I said one time, I was like, I don't know what I said, but I was like, "I'm just gonna go straight up it." And obviously, I had a better bike and stuff, so like a lower gear and stuff, but I just cruised the whole way up to the top. And I don't remember how old I was, but I remember I was by myself, and we also used to on Sundays we'd go up and he'd grab dumbbells, and there was this pig farm at the bottom, and it's like out in the sticks, man. We're out in the middle of the field. There's this like hillbilly house that was like white trash. Like, am I allowed to say that?
Oh, probably.
Okay.
Who cares?
Who cares? They were like disgusting people, and they were like yell shit sometimes, and I'm like, whatever. I look back at that, I'm like, I wonder if my dad was ever worried, like they have like guns or something on it. He's like, he didn't give a shit. He's like, we're here to work, And it's just this random road. No one really drove up it. When people did drive up, they would drive. There's rich people on the other side. They had like these $1 million homes on this mountain, and they would drive by sometimes and be like, what in the world? Like, this guy's killing this kid, and I forgot where I was going with the story.
going up the mountain, working hard. I don't know. Your sister did it first. I don't remember. I don't know what you were talking about either. I was going to go with it.
Damn it. There was a really good point to this.
Working hard, going up the
Man,
story.
my ADD stuff's getting really bad, man.
I don't know. Well, as you think about that,
Damn,
you
what
know,
a dumb story.
you know-
It means nothing.
It honestly, I was waiting. It sounded like I was going up this mountain, and it sounded like you were going to give this like motivational talk. And I got to the top. I got to this.
I can do anything.
When you said white trash,
cheese ball.
when you said the white trash people on the mountain, for some reason, do you remember, dude? This is one of these like random
we're veering
awful
off hard here.
these flashbacks of building the gym. We went to West Virginia to buy the Sorinex bench, dude.
Hey, brother.
And
Driveways down here.
This
you looked at me like,
I said, dude,
hey man, I don't know if I'm allowed.
I don't think I can be around these
like,
parts.
What do you mean you can't be here?
I might get like killed out here. I don't really know. This guy, he had like a 1-bedroom trailer, and it was his kitchen and a bed.
Wow.
And it was
rough. And yes, it was kind of like that. That house
rough,
was like
dude.
that one. But bigger.
And like his wife was in bed smoking a cigarette, eating a yogurt cup. And I was like, this is.
And then all of a sudden there was
the
this
little girl, dude. Oh my! I swear she was locked.
The corner.
It was just like
I'm
the
like
slat.
socket wrenching this bench. People love that. So everyone knows at the gym there's this Sorinex bench. It's
the red one, yeah,
the Spado bench, old school. When I saw it, I think Bryant sent it to us. And was
he
like,
did, yeah.
He was like, "Hey guys, it was bench."
He's like, it's close by West Virginia.
Oh shit, yeah. It's actually, I want that. And people love it. And my father-in-law actually built the pads for it.
Oh yeah. He redid
They were all
them,
dry rotted, so he like built.
Because they smelled like cigarettes and
they smelled like freaking Marlboro Reds. Dude. I was like, right on,
stale
brother.
ones. Yeah,
it's like my childhood.
smells like home.
Nah, I don't know. My parents smoked Marlboro. I don't know.
Or Parliaments. I don't know.
Like no, I don't know. Basics. They smoke basics. My mom used to buy like
cartons.
She still does probably. Anyway, I'm down there like socket wrenching that bench apart, and I just like look up and there's this kid like all dirty like eyes, and I was like, oh god, like Jesus.
Dude, she was like, locked behind a door.
Before we got out of the truck, do you remember what you said to me?
Probably not. No. Oh,
this is one story out of like 800 stories of getting this goddamn gym open. And you're like, are we good? And I was like, yeah, we're all right. They're fine. Yeah,
remember, even that driveway was like this. He's like,
I almost couldn't get up it.
I know.
Yeah, in the truck.
He's like, oh, when we got to the house, he's like, you can't miss it. There's an old rusty gray car at the bottom of the driveway. Hang a left, you can't miss it. I'm like, oh my god,
ducks
dude.
to your right.
He's like, yeah, I built this house myself. It looks like it is.
Bro.
Sure as shit looks like it. Yeah.
He said, yeah. So at some point, this carport's gonna turn into a gym. And I was like,
he was gonna open a gym. He's gonna open a gym. You're right.
This poor bastard.
Yeah.
God, he's gonna listen to this.
He is.
He's gonna kill us probably.
Oh god. Whatever.
Hey man, go fight for your dreams if you got them, dude.
How's that gym going, dude?
Whatever you can do.
I really wish you remember your mountain story, but it's okay.
I know.
It'll come to you.
I'm kind of pissed where I was going with that.
Yeah, I don't even remember the topic of this entire podcast at this point, but I'm just gonna say that. No, it's just we'll kind of try to bring this back around a little bit here.
Oh, I remember what it was.
Okay, go for it.
Bam,
Squirrel.
dude, got it.
Here we go.
Brought
Blake's
that
back,
in.
everyone. Blake's back.
I'm gonna forget it. Hold on.
Shh, everyone be quiet.
It was working in silence.
All that. Just go ahead.
Yeah,
tell
no,
it. Go.
because that's why I said my dad used to say this, and it reminded me of the mountain because he's multiple times used to say, "No one will remember this."
Wow.
It was no one will remember you here in 90-degree heat at 6 p.m. at night on a Sunday. But you know what you always do? Work in silence. Yeah. You work while everybody else sleep. Like, this is some of the shit that like my dad did have a huge impact on me, dude. A major.
No one ever said anything like that to me ever.
I know. And that's why, I'm blessed and very grateful for like, look, a lot of stuff wasn't pretty and awesome growing up, but like that kind of shit, dude, I wouldn't trade that. I mean, dude, how many kids have dads like that? Or even my football coaches. I mean, I had great football coach G, Stauff. They were great. And then Bobby, like I was saying on another podcast, like those male figures in my life, they literally made me who I used to think was mostly my dad. My dad actually pointed out, like, he's like, dude, I didn't teach you really all of that. And I'm like, shit.
But there clearly were some key fundamental things he really
he
did.
set like the foundation, and as the house kind of got built, it was all those other players. And they all had their own way of
course, and you can take a little bit from each one of them.
Dude, that's why people are like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that with this or that. I'm like, dude, no, I had a great life, man. Are you kidding me? Like,
you wouldn't be where you are today.
I would not be who I am without any of those people. I'm truly blessed for that. So I mean, and when I was a police officer, you go into homes, man, dude, and you're like, it's sad, man. You're like, holy shit, man. You know, I like things pop up in my head. Little kids, man. And their mom or their dad or whoever is taking care of them is shaking like a leaf, about to die on a freaking drug overdose, dude. And you're walking in and literally seeing that, and you're like, holy my childhood was like sunshine and rainbows.
When you think it was bad until you put it in perspective, and then you realize, dude, it could have been.
Well, and it puts it all in perspective, and you realize, be grateful for what you have, man. You got a freaking roof over your head. Yep. You got a bed to sleep in. You have people that love you.
You always had food. You always had
shelter.
Dude,
yeah, stop bitching. Stop,
everyone goes through that. There's points where I'm like, oh my god,
we all feel it. It's the American way, right?
But I
feel bad for ourselves.
I get angry at myself.
First world problems,
of course.
Yeah.
Because there'd be times where I'd be like, oh, why me and this? I had to go through all this stuff, and I endured all this stuff at such a young age, and I'm like, honestly. Especially once I got to college and I started to meet more diverse groups of people, and I'm like, wow, I really didn't have it bad at all. Now, there are some things I carry with myself that have a lasting impact on me that are negative, like everyone else. But yeah, like you're saying, in the grand scheme of things, on the spectrum of shittiness to greatness, it's way more over here of like, it really was not that bad at all. Yeah. It's just, but fortunately, or however you look at it, but fortunately, the things that were a little bit, troublesome or hard or whatever, like we both have said, I'm still grateful for those, and because they have helped to shape, they've made me who I am. They've given me my resilience, they've given me my work ethic, my grit, all the things that I like the most about my personality in terms of who I've become and what I've achieved in life. I wouldn't have those things if those things didn't happen to me. So I'm always thankful for them, and I'm grateful for the opportunities that they've created for me or myself. I don't really know how you look at it, but because you need those things.
Well, you are, and this is, I think it's tough. You're a product of your environment.
Yes.
I firmly believe that. If the environment isn't good, you either by luck get out of it, which usually isn't the case, or you have someone there that just gave you just enough to go a different direction. Yeah. Yeah, and it's like you're at the fork in the road kind of thing, right? Like, which way am I going to go? I can go down this path that's going to be destruction or turmoil or poverty or this, or I'm going to just take this other road that it doesn't really look that great. There's fucking cloudy storms and it looks like hell, and I don't know who's going to help me, and I have no idea what it's going to look like. This one's more comfortable and this one looks like shit. But maybe if you have someone there to kind of nudge you that way, to go the hard way, and then support and things around you. But yeah, if you're around like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but if you're around like toxic people that just like bring you down, negative people, any friends you like, I'll tell you what, man, I've had really good friends too growing up. Like my boys from like back home.
Me too. Another thing that you and I are very similar.
Maddie, Core, Burke, Goose, those guys, man, like some of them would joke and they'll tell you what we still talk to this day, that friend group from high school. And I always value their opinions, and I'll value their opinions because they would call me out, I think, if to this day.
Because they know you well enough to be able to do it. Yeah. Yeah, because they're brothers. They're family, so they can.
So, even from a young age, I think, we did dumb shit and whatever, but like those guys never laughed at any like thing. Those guys showed up. I think Corey couldn't make it, but I think Maddie and Berkey, my first bodybuilding show in Pittsburgh. And yeah, man, I thought, holy shit, they actually showed up. Why are they here?
They care.
Loader was tanning me, and like my ex was tanning me in like this crappy like apartment in the middle of Pittsburgh, and this local high school show, and like they didn't have to show up, dude. They probably they thought it was stupid. They were laughing their asses off. They were like, "This is so stupid, dude." What do you put they were there?
Because they're supportive people.
That's badass, dude. They didn't laugh at any crazy dreams or aspirations I had. They support. They didn't get it, but they supported it.
But that's how you know that they're real. Because I talked to you about. I again, similarly. I have a group of 4 or 5 friends that I've been friends with literally since kindergarten. We've been friends for 31 years now. I just hung out with all of them at our lake house for the weekend.
You did.
And it was awesome.
Which is awesome.
We are all now in our 30s in vastly different places. Yep. We come back together and it's as if we're
you never left, dude.
14 again, saying stupid shit, and that's why I always do it every year. But none of them. yes, some of them are into fitness generally, but none of them are into the gym the way that we are. So they don't understand bodybuilding. They don't understand competing. They don't understand. But like Spencer, who you've met, Spencer's my best friend from home.
Yeah.
Spencer hasn't missed a single thing that I did. He's come to both of my stores. He was at the grand opening of the gym. He doesn't go to the gym regularly. He doesn't do it. Every time he's here, he buys a shirt from the gym. He buys supplements from the gym because he supports me, because he's a good person, and he knows what's important to me. Yeah. That, like you said, your friends didn't understand bodybuilding at all, but like you're talking about, when you surround yourself with good people, they support you unconditionally. They love you unconditionally because they care about you as a person. Yeah. And they know you as a person. Yeah. And that's how you know they're real friends.
That's a beautiful thing.
It is.
It's
and
pretty
a lot
hard.
of people don't have that.
No, you're right. Some people go their whole lives through without having support from either a best friend or a family member or a coach tough. I feel bad for those people.
I do too, because it's really necessary.
That sucks. Yeah. I think that's probably why we go out of our way a lot of times. Though people are like, why are you wasting your time on this person? Yeah. Why are you doing this for that? Why are you you should make money off that or whatever. Yeah. It's not always about making money.
I know.
A lot of times it's not. I mean, yes, I want to be more successful and I want to climb the ladder.
Our time is limited, yes, but there's
balance. But sometimes people just need help on something.
Yep. You know what's fun? You
don't have to be like, hey, in the same sentence, it can go the wrong way, where people start taking advantage of you.
Take advantage of it.
I've been there too. Like people have taken advantage of me all the time. Right, but that's where you got to put your foot down to become successful and realize, like, hold on, man, like, all right, there's some things I can help people with, but you can tell when someone needs something, like, and it's genuine, and they're like in a bad spot,
and they just need,
or if they're just being a shithead and they're like, like, how much free shit can I get out of this?
And they're takers.
Yeah.
I feel like, because you and I talk about this, because like you'll call me out on it, I'll call you on it, when like there's times where both of us pour ourselves too much because we both care a lot. I find that I've even talked in therapy about this, of like figuring out why I do that sometimes. Yeah. And when I realize, when I think back on it, when I do it the most is when I see a part of myself in that other younger person, and it's those times where I wish I had that person, and they never did it for me. Yeah. So I will always go above and beyond. I'm giving them the thing that I wish that I had that I didn't have. Yep. And I feel bad for them, but I actually don't really feel bad for them. I feel bad for younger me, and I'm trying to nurture that younger version of like, I wish that I had this and I didn't. And I know what it feels like when you need help and want help and you're not getting it, and you're asking for it silently and no one's hearing you or seeing you, and you want that help and you really need it, and you're like, well, how come nobody understands that I need help? I'm like crying out for this help, but nobody is there. So I'm like, I'm gonna pour myself into this person because I know you can.
It's all right.
And so
you either cry about it or make moves, dude.
That's why I do it. But in that, like we talked about, having those moments, that's what also unfortunately hardens you and makes you press on harder and more.
Would you change any of that?
No, because now I've learned, cool, you're not going to help me? Fine. I'll help myself, and I'm going to get it done. I don't care what's in my way. I will get it done. And guess what? Anytime I've ever wanted to get anything done, I've gotten it done. So I don't really care.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Setting this down. We've been talking for like an hour and a half, by the way.
Really?
I don't know. I haven't tracked this at all. I have no idea.
No, I think we got like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, good.
Till it reaches an hour.
Okay, I wasn't. Normally I look, but
Our initial topic was what?
Wow.
Man, we suck.
Wasn't our initial topic?
Hopefully people are getting something out of this.
I would hope so. If not, you and I are. We're having this like therapy session. It was talking about people skipping steps in their journey of like setting out to want the end result and not realizing, there's steps in the process of getting there. You can't rush instant gratification, not rushing to the end of things.
Yeah, all those things kind of.
And following your passion and we just kind of went into like this.
All learning points, though.
They are. They're definitely all learning points. I feel like I did actually save something about that I saw in a video somewhere. I wanted to talk about it, but maybe I'm making that up. I thought it was actually really important.
In the meantime, while Mark's looking that up, I actually do, since we're closing this out soon, this podcast episode, if there's anyone that has questions that they want answered, we're going to start opening the doors. I mean, you guys have heard enough now about Mark and I. We actually don't like being the center of attention spotlight, even though it sounds hypocritical because we're sitting in a podcast. But it'd be great to actually just get some interaction there with other people who have like it can be literally anything.
Yeah.
Like this podcast, we try to take topics so we don't get too far off course, even though we are off topic, which we do anyway. But it can be anything. But it'd be cool to go down a list and just kind of, we'll take a little bit of the segment or 15, 20 minutes to answer some of those questions and run through them without trying to go out on some long spiel.
I know.
Which happens.
That happens, yeah.
It's like me. It's like my clients when they know they can probably brace themselves when I'm on a Loom video.
They feel it coming.
Yeah, I get this like hair up my ass, and I'm like, you know what? No, this isn't okay. They need to hear this right now. Like, and I'm like, I'm coaching you. I need to make you better.
Yep.
Excuse me. That's my job. So, and I go on a rant. Yeah.
I feel like that happens often.
Oh yeah.
There'll be times we'll be upstairs in the office, like, you know what? I got to make a video about this. Like, oh boy, here we go.
I just need the world.
I know. I gotta be heard.
Yeah.
Well, this is your platform. Let your voice be heard. Get up on top of that
like
mountain.
5 people listen
ride
to it,
your bike.
and they-
No, more than 6, dude. Come on. Get up to the top of that mountain with Brown and say, "Let me be heard.
Let me shine."
Yeah.
Holy crap, that sucks.
No, I think that was important. I'm glad you actually remembered that because the lesson.
That hill, dude. Yeah. Because I'd go back to it all the time, like by myself. Because there's like seriously a lot of memories on there. Like it was cool because as I was a child, like from my childhood, we'd go on bike rides and we'd always hit that hill and we get like ice cream after at this little country corner. It's called Country Corner.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some of the stuff was good. Okay. Some of it was just like crappy PA home mom and pa style shop. I mean, I miss that stuff.
The old Amish country.
Yeah. But no, I'd always go back to that. Like when I started doing the running up the hill with like dumbbells and lunging up it and running backwards and sprinting, doing hill sprints, stuff like that on that road. That was like probably like 8 years after. Like I was probably like 5 or 6. My dad had us riding bikes, dude. So I rode a bike when I was, which makes sense. I used to BMX race. It was like very local though. But we had like drop gates and everything. It was legit.
Oh shit.
What was that? It was my hair.
It's back.
It's back. Oh shit. Oh my god, dude. Oh, no one's gonna know who I am. Shave it back off. God damn it, dude. Can you imagine me with hair, dude?
I can't. There's
such
pictures.
an asshole.
There's pictures of my phone, dude.
You're like, who is this guy
yeah.
right now? Yeah, no, I'm ugly as it is. Just keep it. just keep it off, dude. You know, like, I don't need like a fucking toupee or something. Oh my god. God, man, where was I going?
Something about running with ice cream. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know.
This is terrible. This podcast.
No, that's
sucks
good.
for
This is the best
Why am I
one.
so bad.
I don't know. You get distracted.
God.
You ride your bike and you got ice cream and put sprinkles. I don't know. You put sprinkles on it,
Someone forgot the
and your
sprinkles.
dad said,
There's
"Have a
no
good day." I
Jimmy's.
don't know. Oh, that's a good topic. Sprinkles or Jimmy's. This is not where it's.
Are we ending like this?
I don't know, dude.
It depends what the ice cream is.
Thank you. I know.
Yeah, if it's like
And the
an
color,
old school like twist chocolate vanilla soft serve,
Yeah.
absolutely can get sprinkles on that, right?
Yes.
If you get like home, there's a place called Barringer's back home, and oh man, I miss Barringer's. Oh my god, it's like hand scooped ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Not
it
soft
is
serve, yeah.
good, dude. Oh my. I'm like, you can't get like sprinkles. I guess it depends what flavor, like if it's a sundae or something like that. But you can't get sprinkles on that.
No, but you know how people debate if they're called sprinkles or Jimmy's because you said Jimmy's because that's
Well,
more
back
that's
home,
more like a
this is
PA
where
New Jersey
It's
thing.
a PA Jersey
I know.
thing. Some people call them sprinkles. Some people call them
I know.
Jimmy's.
In my head, the chocolate ones are Jimmy's and the rainbow ones are sprinkles. That's how I've always deciphered.
That's me too.
Yeah.
Same.
This is the most irrelevant topic.
Who cares, dude?
But it's good. It's good. I think that the people need to know. Sprinkles are.
They need to hear it out.
Now, do you put sprinkles in people's meal plans or no? Hey, coach. I had 12 grams of sprinkles today.
Hey, is there like anything else we can add here? I just am getting really tired of the plan. Well, I mean, you have like a lot of different selections on there.
Anyway, I think that it's time to go. So, what?
Yeah,
I
or else
think-
I'm just gonna get fucking pissed.
I feel like just to again actually make this semi-serious again. If people are looking to, I'm trying really hard here. If people are looking to do anything with themselves and aspire for anything, just be like you said. You said it best. just be yourself, man.
Be yourself.
And be okay doing the work in silence. Showing up, doing the hard stuff when nobody's watching. You don't have to make an Instagram story about it. You don't have to post about it. You don't have to talk about it. You just have to do it, because when the world isn't watching, that's when you can get the most done, honestly.
Yes.
And that will make your business or your endeavor or whatever the goal is actually mean something down the road. So it's actually lasting and sustainable. And like we said, it doesn't eventually get to the point where all the truth comes out and it crumbles down to the end.
Well, it's like your retention as a coach. Like I always had like very high retention rates.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, I have people that I've coached for like over almost 4 years.
Dude,
plus
that's
now.
impressive.
Yeah, man, they're great people. Like, and they're there because like I don't think my coaching or any of that will crumble because it's all real stuff. It only usually, I mean, it can still crumble, I guess, but like it can only surely crumble if you're full of shit, you know. But if the foundation is poison or fake or the roots are broken, kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So at the end of the day, just again, I think the main thing is, man, find out what you love, and if you don't know what that is yet, that's totally all right, man. I don't think it comes that easy for all of us.
It doesn't.
I can say actually, all that stuff came really easy for me. I went home. I was in college. I came home, and there was this guy that used to go to the rec center, and he was still going there. I barely recognize him, right? The rec center is where I grew up, like lifting when I first like touched a dumbbell. Yeah. And he came up to me. He's like, Blake, and I was like, hey. Yeah, and I like came to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I was prepping for a show. I was like junior year of college, and I was home for something like I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or something. And he's like, oh my god, he's like, you still do this? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm prepping for a bodybuilding show right now. And he's like, he blew his mind. He's like, I remember when you were this tall and used to have people help you up on the pull-up bars and all this. And I'm like. And then I remember thinking about that. I'm like, damn, he's right. I can't believe I'm actually. And now I'm at another,
we're still here doing
12, 15 years. Yeah, and we're still just doing the same shit. Yep. Like, I don't think it comes that easy for people, though. So
it doesn't.
You know?
And I think
that's all right. I think it's. But, you know, when you do find something that's you're passionate about and you really love doing. Yeah. Or if I saw this somewhere. It was probably on Instagram or something. Someone said, what do you actually like doing? And the girl was like, I like to run. And he's like, great. Like, why don't you try to do something with that? Like, try to create a business, like something you think would be cool. That's something you could help other people with, whether it be a running coach, you know, working in a running store, right? Like selling running shoes. I don't know. Like do something like that, because then you'll eventually kind of do something you love. And then if you work hard at that passion that you kind of like go all in on, then you get to run every day or whatever, and you're super happy, and you're like, well, cool. I mean, work. That's the other common misconception, you know. People are like, well, as long as you love it, it's like not, you know, love what you're doing. It's like you're not working at all. I'm like, nah, that's not true, man. There's plenty of times where I'm like, damn, dude, I'm really tired today. And I just kind of feel like shit. I don't necessarily feel like training people, but it is my responsibility and obligation to show up for that person. So I need to be here, and I committed to doing it. So I need to be here, and it's work. That's a huge thing nowadays. Yes. People jump and hop ship because as soon as something's not fun and exciting anymore, they're like, nope,
that's too hard. That's too hard. I don't like it anymore.
But dude, you're gonna do that the rest of your life. You're gonna hop around trying to find the fun thing to do, like,
and then you'll never get anywhere, and then you'll have nothing to show for yourself.
Nothing, dude. So work is always gonna be work. Yeah. But the majority of the time, I'd say 75% or more of the time, you're pretty happy with what you're doing. That'll go a long way, and it's something you could sustain for a long period of time. You know, and love, you know.
But if you, like we said in the beginning.
I mean, to be completely honest with you, sorry, I didn't cut you off, but like, I love aspects of policing, but I didn't love being a police officer, right? No. I like the adrenaline rush of shit. Yeah. And I'd arguably say I was good at that part of it. When things kind of went south, I'm like, yeah, this is fun. But like a lot of the other stuff, dude, I'm like, yeah, no. I don't want to be here, dude. I don't blame you. No. So, and I wasn't going to brown nose my way to the top of the ladder, that's for sure. No. Yeah, well, I'll just fake it till I make it, try to make more money here. Oh, wow, that's a shitty way to go. If you're doing that, fine, but that's not living life, dude.
No, that's not. So yeah,
All right.
have passion, love it. Try to find something you love what you do. If you can't, just keep working at it. But you have to give it time. You have to let it kind of like marinate. You have to let it grow and evolve.
Yep.
You can't just jump ship when it's like, it's not for me anymore, because you haven't given it. Like you said, look at we're still here doing it. The passion developed 20 plus years ago, and we're still able to do it. And I just feel very fortunate and grateful that whether there's long days that we're in the gym, we don't want to be there necessarily all the time. We're still in a gym that we built doing something that we love to do. Because at the end of the day, like I said, halfway through this, my love that I followed more than anything was I just love training. I love bodybuilding. And that's brought us all of this.
Yeah, and it'll always be there. We also have an obligation and a responsibility, like I just said, to show up for our members because they care about the gym, and we gotta reciprocate that always. From the day one when we decided to do this thing until we freaking shut the doors, which that's not happening. That's not gonna happen. So we'll always show up for everybody else, even when we don't want to.
Always.
It seems there's a problem, maybe.
That's okay.
Text message. Welcome to New Business.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, on that note, we got to go.
Dumpster fire. Here we
got to
go.
handle the problem, so.
I'm just kidding. I don't know if it's that big of a problem.
No, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, ask your questions. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Don't do any of those things.
Is there a bell? Is there still
I don't
a
know.
bell?
People say that. I don't know what it means, but people say it all the time. I don't know. I don't know. Well,
Bing.
I just think of Taco Bell, honestly. So we got to go. This podcast is over.